Hello everyone, how are y'all doing? I am a little bit behind schedule. I planned this well over a month ago to be out for a month ago yesterday. I scripted it about a week and a half after that, and here I am a month later getting it recorded. So, that's where I'm at. I hope y'all are doing good. Might be a good thing that I'm not releasing this on Canada Day, actually. Oh well. I'm Kunda, your dirty, debatably anti nationalist hippie, and let's get right into what I have to say. So, I've seen some people say that this year's Kyogre entanglement proves that everyone is a nationalist when push comes to shove. That's true for as many people being okay with the restrictive measures for the sake of public health so far. Most notably, the border controls, one of the biggest concerns and determining factors that seem to lead people towards extreme nationalism that I've noticed. Nationalists love their borders. It seems to be one of the things that draws people to the extreme nationalist position. Are beliefs in borders and nationalism bad? From what I can tell, it depends on who's being asked. White race based nationalism is almost universally bad. Similarly, by many, Canadian nationalism is seen in a much similar light, though it's still largely celebrated when expressed moderately or on Canada Day. Indigenous nationalism is seen much differently, and despite the double standard, I have a strong appreciation for Indigenous people reclaiming their traditional nationhood. But why the double standard? Why is that there? My thoughts are it has to do with how indigenous people on this continent have been mistreated and their nations universally oppressed by the governments of Europe, but the USA and Canada at one time or another in recent centuries. Meanwhile, now in Canada, most of us can't be bothered to be attentive to how Canadian registered mining companies and security they hire kill and abuse people abroad, and that's just one example. To be most kind, we hold ourselves and our con of a nation up on such a pedestal while applying a minimum standard of self reflection in a diversity of moral and governmental departments. It's a little bit surprising and shocking when you realize it after growing up immersed in it. Now, am I comparing indigenous nationhood and nationalism with European colonial irredentism? No, I'm not comparing them as if they're the same, but I am saying that there is enough that we should have those uncomfortable conversations where we do see exactly how much and how little there is to compare and what's common, what's not. What are the nuances between the words indigenous, aboriginal, native? Are we the ones who aren't original? Like, these are all questions that we ought to be having, and there's more. Am I wrong in considering myself native while also not in any way considering myself or claiming to be indigenous? Now, at this point, I'm sure someone's thinking or asking, do I hate Canadians? And no, I sure as fuck don't. Is the Canadian nation and government respectable? Well, we sure as fuck didn't deserve a UN Security Council seat, now did we? And that's not to say anything about my feelings on the UN. That really ought to be its own separate video. So, subscribe if you want to see that one in the future. I definitely want to make it. Let me know if you want to see it. So, where am I going with all this? Well, truth is, I'm not sure. I was scripting this, well, being awake sporadically all night, gorging myself on raisin bran and soy milk, so not really sure. All I'm saying is that with this new national social distance style Canada that we find ourselves in, and the Canada Day celebration we saw this year, there were so few outward displays of nationalistic pride that the revolutionaries seemed almost satisfied this year, and so few red ensigns and maple rags being burned for public display or on social media that all in all, this year's Canada Day seemed relatively polite and inoffensive to almost everybody. And I'm not really sure what to make of that. So, if you have any idea, let me know in the comments. Any of your comments are appreciated. I want to hear what feedback you have. Subscribe if you want to see any future content, or if you like any of the past content that I've been making and have any preference to what style you'd like to see continue in the future. And thanks for your time and thanks for watching. I hope you all have an awesome night.